Ladies and gentlemen, I want to talk to you today about something incredibly powerful that many of us overlook, something that could be the key to unlocking the life you've always wanted. It's not some secret technique or magical formula, but it's a message that's been with you all along, waiting for you to recognize it. You've probably seen it before, but maybe you've brushed it off. Maybe you've been so focused on the surface level challenges that you've missed the deeper sign trying to get your attention. We live in a world that's constantly sending us signals, subtle nudges that point us toward the next step, the next opportunity, or the next breakthrough. The problem is that we're often too busy, too distracted, or too entrenched in old patterns of thinking to notice these signs. And when we do see them, we often ignore them, dismissing them as coincidences or thinking they don't apply to us. But what if I told you that these signs are exactly what you need to pay attention to right now? That the message you've been searching for, the answer to the question you've been asking, is sitting right in front of you. You see, the mind has a way of filtering out the things that don't align with what it believes is possible. But deep down, you have an inner knowing and intuitive wisdom that's guiding you toward your next breakthrough. Whether it's a sudden insight, a piece of advice from a friend, or even a video that seems to speak directly to you, these signs are the universe's way of showing you that you're ready to step into a new reality. Now, I want you to think for a moment, what's been on your mind lately? What's been weighing on your heart? Maybe you've been feeling stuck, unsure of how to move forward, or maybe you're just looking for a sign that things can change. Well, I'm here to tell you this moment right now, it's the sign you've been waiting for. Everything you need to make a shift is already within you. You've just been waiting for the right moment, the right signal to break free from the patterns that have held you back. And that moment is here. You've been given the answer not in a distant future, but in this very present moment. So, don't ignore this sign. It's not a coincidence. This is the moment to open yourself to new possibilities. Allow the message in front of you to sink in. Trust that this is the answer you've been looking for, and let it guide you toward the next step in your journey. The universe is constantly trying to give you the tools, the resources, and the guidance you need to create the life you desire. All you need to do is recognize it, trust it, and take action. Thank you. Signs are all around us, constantly guiding us toward the path we are meant to take. The universe, or whatever higher force you believe in, is always communicating with us, providing subtle messages that can direct us toward growth, change, or clarity. These signs may come in various forms: an unexpected conversation, a sudden insight, a pattern you begin to notice in your life. However, the key to recognizing these signs is awareness. Most of the time, we are so caught up in our day-to-day lives that we miss these subtle nudges. We get distracted by the busyness of the world and fail to notice the gentle whispers that are meant to guide us. These signs are not random. They appear at the right moment, often when we are at a crossroads or in need of direction. Maybe you've had a moment where a piece of advice or a chance encounter felt like a message you were supposed to hear. Perhaps you've seen a recurring number, symbol, or word in your environment that felt oddly significant. These are not coincidences, they are reminders that the answers you seek are already available to you. The problem is that we often ignore them, believing that they're insignificant or irrelevant to our current situation. It's essential to understand that the universe doesn't work in ways that are immediately obvious. Sometimes the signs we receive aren't clear right away. But when we remain open and attuned to the signals around us, they begin to make sense. They provide us with the clarity to take the next step. The more we begin to trust these signs, the more we align ourselves with the flow of life, creating space for greater opportunities, insight, and growth. But recognizing these signs requires presence. It requires you to slow down, be still, and open yourself up to what's right in front of you. When you stop pushing and start listening, you begin to see the signs that are there to guide you toward a more fulfilling and aligned life. Trusting these signs helps you move toward the life you've been waiting for. Awareness is the key that unlocks the door to a deeper understanding of ourselves and the world around us. When we are truly aware, we are not just reacting to life, but actively observing it, noticing the subtle shifts and signs that guide us. In our fast-paced world, it's easy to lose sight of the present moment. We become so caught up in our thoughts, our to-do lists, and our worries that we stop paying attention to the richness of life unfolding around us. But when we develop awareness, we start to see things from a new perspective. We begin to recognize patterns, connections, and opportunities that we might have missed before. Awareness is more than just paying attention. It's about being fully present in the moment. It's about quieting the noise in your mind and tuning into the energy around you. When you become more aware, you start to notice the subtle messages the universe is sending you. It could be a conversation that sparks an idea, a feeling that guides you toward the right decision, or even a random encounter that shifts your perspective. These moments may seem insignificant at first, but when you are aware, you see them for what they truly are: messages meant to guide you toward your true path. Being aware also means being in tune with your own thoughts and feelings. It's about recognizing the stories you tell yourself and understanding how they influence your actions. When you're aware of your own mental patterns, you can begin to shift them. You no longer operate on autopilot, reacting to life based on past conditioning. Instead, you become the conscious creator of your reality, making intentional choices that align with your goals and desires. Awareness also allows you to trust yourself more. When you're present and tuned in, you begin to develop a deeper sense of intuition. You start to trust your inner wisdom, knowing that the answers you seek are within you. This trust strengthens as you continue to practice awareness, creating a sense of alignment between your inner world and the external world. This alignment is what leads to clarity and allows you to move forward with confidence. Intuition is a powerful tool that we all have access to, yet many of us ignore it or dismiss it as unreliable. However, intuition is often the voice of our deeper wisdom, a connection to a part of ourselves that understands things beyond the logical mind. It's the gut feeling that guides you to make decisions that seem right, even when there is no logical explanation for them. The more you learn to trust and tap into your intuition, the more it can guide you toward the right path in life. Intuition operates outside of the confines of time and space. It doesn't need evidence or proof, it just knows. It's not a matter of if your intuition is right, but a matter of whether you're willing to listen to it. The key to strengthening your intuition lies in slowing down and creating space for it to speak. In our busy, fast-paced world, we've conditioned ourselves to rely on logic and reason for decision-making, pushing our intuitive nudges to the background. But intuition doesn't shout, it whispers. It speaks in subtle ways that can easily be overlooked if we're not paying attention. When you create moments of stillness, when you quiet your mind and tune in to your inner voice, you allow your intuition to rise to the surface. One of the ways to tap into your intuition is through mindfulness. By staying present in the moment, you open yourself up to the subtle messages that are all around you. These messages can come in many forms: a sudden insight, a feeling in your body, a sense of knowing. Intuition often speaks through your emotions as well. If something doesn't feel right, it's likely your intuition signaling you to pay attention. If something excites you, your intuition might be guiding you toward it. Learning to trust your intuition requires practice. It involves letting go of the need for certainty and embracing the unknown. The more you practice listening to your intuition, the stronger it becomes, and the more you will find yourself making decisions that feel aligned with your true self. Your intuition is always there, guiding you toward what's best for you, but it's up to you to open yourself up to it. Breakthroughs often occur when we least expect them. They don't happen in a linear fashion. They come when we are ready to release old patterns and beliefs that have been limiting us. A breakthrough is not just a sudden moment of clarity, it's a shift in consciousness that allows us to see things from a completely new perspective. It's as though the veil has been lifted, and we can now see the truth of who we are and what we are capable of achieving. These moments don't just change our circumstances, they change the way we view ourselves, our potential, and the world around us. The key to experiencing breakthroughs lies in being open to change. Change doesn't always come easily, especially when we've spent years building our lives around certain beliefs or routines. But when we are willing to let go of the familiar and embrace the unknown, we open ourselves to transformation. The moment we release our attachment to the way things have been, we create space for new ideas, opportunities, and insights to flow in. Often it's only when we surrender our need to control everything that the breakthrough can occur. A breakthrough doesn't always happen in an instant, and sometimes it takes time for the seeds of change to take root. It's important to recognize that each small step, each decision to move forward despite uncertainty, is part of the process. Breakthroughs often build upon one another, with each new realization paving the way for the next. The more we trust the process, the more we align ourselves with the momentum that is building within us. Another critical aspect of breakthrough moments is vulnerability. To truly experience transformation, we must be willing to look at ourselves honestly and acknowledge where we have been holding ourselves back. This level of self-awareness is not easy, but it is essential for growth. When we allow ourselves to be vulnerable and open to change, we become receptive to the insights that will lead to the breakthroughs we are seeking. Each breakthrough is an invitation to evolve, to step into a new version of ourselves that is capable of achieving greater things. Opportunity is all around us, constantly presenting itself in different forms. Yet many of us fail to recognize it. We often get so focused on what we don't have or the problems we face that we overlook the doors that are open right in front of us. Opportunities can come in many shapes, sometimes as challenges, sometimes as moments of quiet reflection, or even as unexpected events that force us to change direction. The important thing is to stay open and ready to see them when they arrive. Opportunity doesn't always knock in the way we expect, but it is always present for those who are willing to look beyond the surface and embrace what's possible. Recognizing opportunity requires awareness and presence. It's about being mindful of the signs around you, noticing the subtle shifts and trusting that everything is unfolding in perfect timing. Often we think of opportunities in a narrow way focused solely on career or financial gain, but opportunities extend into every area of life. They can appear in relationships, personal growth, or even the lessons we learn from setbacks. When we stop limiting ourselves and start seeing everything as a potential opportunity for growth, our entire perspective changes. Opportunities are not always about external circumstances. Sometimes they are internal shifts, changes in mindset, or new realizations that open up new avenues. The key to seizing opportunities lies in being flexible and willing to adapt. Life is rarely predictable, and the path to success is seldom straight. It's about learning to embrace uncertainty and flow with the changes as they come. This willingness to adapt often requires letting go of old expectations and comfort zones. When we try to control every aspect of our lives, we block the very opportunities that are trying to enter. It's about surrendering to the unknown and trusting that the right opportunities will present themselves when we are ready. One of the most important aspects of opportunity is taking action. Recognizing that an opportunity exists is only the first step. It is what we do next that determines our success. Without action, opportunities remain potential, not reality. Taking that first step, even when unsure, is often the catalyst that turns opportunity into a meaningful outcome. When we trust in ourselves and act on what feels right, we create the momentum that allows opportunities to flourish. Abundance is a mindset that has the power to transform every aspect of your life. We often think of abundance in terms of material wealth, but it extends far beyond that. Abundance is the belief that there is always enough love, enough success, enough opportunity, and enough resources for everyone, including you. Too often we operate from a scarcity mindset, believing that there is only a limited amount of happiness, success, or prosperity to go around. This belief can cause us to compete, to feel anxious, or to hold on to things out of fear that we won't have enough. But when we shift to a mindset of abundance, we open ourselves up to a world full of possibilities. Living in abundance is about recognizing that the universe operates on a principle of unlimited potential. There is no shortage of opportunities, resources, or love available to you. It's simply a matter of aligning yourself with that truth. When you focus on the abundance that already exists in your life, whether it's the support of loved ones, the beauty of nature, or the opportunities you've had, you begin to attract more of it. Gratitude is a powerful tool in this process. The more you focus on what you are thankful for, the more you signal to the universe that you are open to receiving even more. Gratitude amplifies abundance because it shifts your energy from what's lacking to what is already present and growing. An abundance mindset also involves letting go of fear and doubt. When you believe that there is always enough, you stop worrying about what you might lose or whether you're good enough. You trust that what is meant for you will find its way to you. This trust allows you to move through life with ease, knowing that no matter what challenges come your way, you are supported by an infinite flow of energy that is always there to guide you. Abundance doesn't just show up in the form of material wealth, it can manifest as opportunities, connections, growth, and even peace of mind. When you align yourself with the belief that there is always enough, you become a magnet for everything you need to create the life you desire. Clarity is the foundation upon which everything else in our lives can be built. Without clarity, we are like a ship without a rudder, drifting aimlessly in a sea of confusion. When you lack clarity, it's difficult to make decisions, to know which direction to take, or to see the opportunities that are available to you. However, when you gain clarity, everything changes. The fog lifts and you can see your path ahead with greater confidence and purpose. Clarity doesn't just come from external circumstances, it comes from within, from a place of deep reflection, self-awareness, and alignment with your true desires. The first step to gaining clarity is creating space for yourself. We live in a world that is constantly demanding our attention: social media, work, family, responsibilities. In this noise, it's easy to lose sight of what we truly want. But when you quiet the external distractions and take time to reflect, you can tune in to what's most important to you. This requires slowing down, asking yourself the right questions, and listening to the inner voice that already knows what you need. Clarity comes when you stop looking for answers outside of yourself and start trusting the wisdom that resides within. Another critical aspect of clarity is letting go of confusion and doubt. Many of us are afraid of making the wrong choice, so we hesitate and stay stuck in indecision. But indecision only creates more uncertainty. The more you delay making a choice, the more muddled your path becomes. Clarity arises when you commit to a direction, even if you don't have all the answers. It's not about being perfect, it's about being willing to move forward with confidence, knowing that clarity will continue to unfold as you take action. Every step you take creates more insight, more understanding, and more alignment with your true purpose. Clarity also involves knowing your values and priorities. When you are clear on what matters most to you, it becomes easier to make decisions that align with your goals and desires. With clarity, you become more focused, more intentional, and more in tune with the opportunities that resonate with you. Trust is the cornerstone of personal growth and transformation. When you trust yourself, you open the door to a life filled with opportunities, freedom, and fulfillment. Trust is not something that comes easily for everyone. It requires letting go of past doubts, fears, and the need for certainty. Most of us have been conditioned to believe that we need to control every aspect of our lives in order to feel safe or successful. But trust is about surrendering that need for control and allowing life to unfold naturally. When you trust, you allow things to flow without resistance, knowing that everything is happening for your highest good. The first step in developing trust is learning to listen to your inner guidance. We all have an intuitive sense that can guide us toward the right decisions and the right path, but too often we ignore or doubt it. Self-doubt creeps in, telling us that we're not capable or that we might make a mistake. But trust is built by listening to that inner voice even when it feels uncomfortable or uncertain. It's about believing that you have the wisdom inside of you to navigate life's challenges and to make the choices that are aligned with your true desires. The more you act on that inner knowing, the more trust you build in yourself and in the process of life. Trust also requires vulnerability. It means being open to the unknown and willing to take risks, even when the outcome is not guaranteed. Often we resist change because it feels risky, but growth only happens when we step outside of our comfort zones. When we trust that we are supported, we have the courage to take that leap of faith, knowing that whatever happens, we will learn and grow from the experience. Trusting the journey means that you don't have to have all the answers right now. You simply need to take the next step with confidence, knowing that the path will reveal itself as you move forward. As you deepen your trust in yourself, you will begin to see that the universe or life itself supports you in ways you might never have expected. Trust is a powerful force that aligns you with the flow of life and opens you up to limitless possibilities. Transformation is not a one-time event. It's an ongoing process that occurs when we are willing to shed the old and embrace the new. Change can be difficult, even overwhelming at times, but transformation is essential for growth. It requires us to move beyond our comfort zones, challenge old beliefs, and take bold actions toward the life we want to create. Transformation begins within. It starts with a shift in consciousness. When we change the way we think and the way we perceive the world, we begin to create different results. A key aspect of transformation is the willingness to let go of what no longer serves us. We all have habits, beliefs, and patterns that hold us back from stepping into our full potential. These may have been useful at one time, but as we evolve, they can become limiting. Letting go is not about erasing the past, but about releasing attachments to outdated ways of being. It's about choosing to make space for new opportunities, new ways of thinking, and new ways of showing up in the world. This release often requires us to confront our fears and uncertainties, but it is through this process of facing the unknown that transformation truly occurs. Transformation also involves embracing discomfort. Change isn't always easy, and it often brings up feelings of resistance. We may fear failure, rejection, or not being enough, but transformation requires us to step through those fears and trust that we are capable of handling whatever comes our way. The more we embrace discomfort, the more resilient we become. We learn to trust ourselves in the process of growth. As we make these shifts, we begin to see the world differently. Opportunities that once seemed out of reach become accessible, and challenges that once felt insurmountable become stepping stones toward the future we desire. Through transformation, we reconnect with our true selves. We uncover the strength, courage, and wisdom that have always been within us, waiting to emerge. Transformation allows us to evolve into the person we are meant to be, to live a life that is in alignment with our deepest desires and aspirations. It's a continuous journey of growth and expansion, and it all starts with the decision to embrace the process. Action is the bridge between intention and manifestation. We all have dreams, desires, and goals, but without action, those desires remain just ideas floating in the realm of possibility. The universe responds to the energy you put out, and that energy is translated through your actions. It's easy to get stuck in a cycle of thinking about what you want, imagining it, or even planning it, but true transformation begins when you take inspired action toward what you desire. Action doesn't have to be grand or overwhelming. It can be the smallest step forward, but it's this step that sets things into motion and begins to create momentum in your life. The key to taking action is not waiting for the perfect moment. Many of us fall into the trap of thinking that we need to wait until we have everything figured out, or that everything needs to be perfect before we take the first step. The truth is, waiting for perfection often leads to stagnation. Life doesn't wait for you to get everything right. it unfolds as you engage with it. Each small action you take is like planting a seed that will eventually grow into something much greater. The act of stepping forward, even when unsure, opens up new possibilities, opportunities, and insights that you can't predict from the comfort of inaction. Action is also about trusting the process. It's easy to get discouraged when you don't see immediate results, but the universe is always working behind the scenes. Every action you take, no matter how small, is part of a bigger picture. Trust that your actions are leading you to exactly where you need to be, even if it's not immediately clear. Taking action, even without knowing the entire path, is what allows you to align with your goals and draw in the experiences that will support your journey. It's important to remember that action creates momentum. The more you take inspired action, the more you become attuned to the flow of life. The energy you put out into the world through each choice and decision amplifies what you are seeking. Action is the force that drives your intentions into reality, and it is the key to creating the life you want.